Karanguli Town Panchayat. We are working for Karanguli Town Panchayat for effective waste handling, segregation, processing, and recycling of the solid waste, which we generate by day by day. Actually, in Karanguli Town Panchayat, approximately 5.5 tons of garbage generates every day, and it's approximately 3 tons of wet waste and 2.5 tons of dry waste it generates daily, sir. So the problems we faced daily is segregations from the households is very difficult, and processing the entire waste of wet and dry is individually become tedious job for us, and the outcome of the example of wet waste to manure is not up to the mark, and dry waste is not sold to the expected cost from us. So we plan for an effective waste handling method by segregating the waste from the households and handling it's everything in separate manner. So example, the waste from the bulk waste generators we handle it separately, and the dry wet waste from the households handled it separately. So it shows a huge outcome in the processing thing which we implemented after implementation. So this was the overall abstract of the presentation, and we are going to the presentation, sir. The day by day, the percentage of waste generated is day by day increasing in the town panchayat, namely Karanguli, because of it is located in the Madurandagam near to the municipality, and it is located in the highway. So nearly it's a high peak. In high peak time, many vehicles they really cross through those town panchayat area, and it generates more amount of garbages, and everywhere the littering occurs. And so it became a very tedious job to manage us. So we implemented this project in the town panchayat, and it's going in a very good manner, sir. Actually, these are the solutions we have implemented to segregate the plastic waste. Actually, we are separated from the garbage wet waste generated. From the bulk waste generator, we are processing separately in a manner, and the wet waste which is generated from the household, we have handled it separately, sir. Example, when we mix the garbages which was generated in the bulk waste generators and the wet waste, the example citric fruits, that coconut trees, banana trees, which we have mixed with the current domestic wet waste. It takes such a long time to process the wet waste, and the manure which is generated through that was not up to the mark. Which when we gave for the certification for manure certification, that it was not to the mark, and it can't be used as a manure at all. So we have handled separate, like kitchen waste have been generated from the public has been separately we did for windrow composting, and the wet waste generated from the bulk waste generators has been used separately. So it shows a big thing in this. And the citric fruits are not at all mixed with this windrow composting, so it gives so it is handled separately, sir. And the citric fruits which are dried in the open sunny area, and it is separately handled, and it is crushed, and it is used for the washing powder, and it is sold in the local market. And the eggshells generated are used as a natural manure for the plants. And the flower waste from we have many temples over there. The flower waste from the temples are used for the rangoli colors of the powder. So the end-to-end segregation we have made in this wet waste, and it results a good result in the outcomes, sir. So we have the wet waste which is we have a process for windrow composting become less, and the income from that processing also has been increased, sir. And regarding the dry waste, we have entirely shifted we have changed everything, sir. From the PET bottles, we have calculated separately, and we have sent it to the processing centers. And example, if the tad chapels and all, we have separately refurbished and sold in the nearby shops for a nominal cost. So the effect, because we can in handling of plastics, we cannot implement the pyrolysis plants because it is expensive and the tedious jobs with the proper technical guidance. So we have reduced the infrastructure cost, and we have implement a small kind of implementations in those technologies we have implemented, and we have forced, we have fined penalty for the households for proper segregations, and everything we did, and we have did this, sir. And we have already, for example, we have implemented the root chart mechanism for the effective handling of effective segregation of the waste, and it's going in a good way, sir. For effect, when we, that's handling of solid waste management is not a big task, big task for this town panchayat. When we handle the every waste with separate manner, sir. So it's going in a good way. Like if we handle it in a localized manner, sir, it doesn't need an waste to energy plant or pyrolysis plant. Anything is needed for a small kind of town panchayat which has a population of less than 15,000 population. These kind of local technology is very much okay for it when it handles separately. So it can be implemented in all the less than 15,000 to 20,000 populations, and it can be done very good manner, sir. So these are the things we have been doing for a long time, sir. These are the overall our town panchayat details, sir. This is 6 square meter of area, sir. 15 wards are located there. Number of seats are 235. Household 3433 households are there, sir. The commercial establishment is 382. The identified public places where the public will litter highly is 25 places. We have institution of 88 schools and colleges we have, sir. And the population of 2006 is 12,485, and the present population is 14,000 population, sir. Approximately 3 tons to 4 tons of garbages generates every day, sir. These are the training sessions we have
Your
done.
Your slides are
Slide is
moving.
not moving.
What, sir?
The slide is not moving, please. That is the problem.
Sharing, sir. I think some technical issue there.
Don't worry. Just tell us. Don't worry. We are listening to you.
Okay, sir. Okay. Then first of all, we have trained the sanitary workers for this process, how to handle effectively the solid waste, like training session every week. We have in Saturday after 3 o'clock, we have trained the sanitary workers for the effective handling of solid waste, and every week it's going on, sir. Every week it's going on, and we are doing it in a good way, sir. This is some of the glimpses of photos which we handled it separately, sir. Like the citric fruits, eggshells, which has handled separately, and the plastics are separately wrapped and baled and kept for the third-party vendors, sir. This is secondary segregation, sir. Actually, the households will give only wet waste and dry waste segregation. They will give. This is secondary segregation which is happening in RR Park, sir. The RR Park is called as Resource Recovery Park, which we use for the solid waste management process, sir. It's a conveyor belt we are using for the separation of wet waste and dry waste separation, sir. There's a shredding machine we are using for shredding of garbages for the quick time of composting, sir. This is a baling machine, sir. It can think that it's not these things are very small thing everyone can do like that. It can be viewed like that, but the smaller technology we are using it in an effective manner, sir, and at a less cost, and it is very sustainable manner, sir. So the outcome of the outcome from the garbages were like manure and plastic waste, and which we sell the eggshells. Example, the flower waste to rangoli powders, stick waste washing powder, and that refurbished chappals, that amount which we get is given to sanitary workers. So they are working very eagerly to work in this place, and they are also so interested for this revenue generation, sir. So it is very helpful because they are already eager to work here, and they are giving additional inputs like chicken waste compost, everything. They are giving an additional inputs for us, sir, and they are also eager to work here, sir. So the amount generated also giving us an what to say, Incentive for the workers, sir. It's a windrow composting method and pipe composting, which we encourages in the households for composting, sir. And this is vermicompost. We use the additional value to the vermicompost, which come from the first stage of first 40 days of processing. Then we are giving to vermicompost. Vermicompost we are doing in a very good basis, and the per kg of vermicompost we are selling for 10 rupees, sir. These are the gardens we have maintained there, sir. And we are selling the plants also, sir.
Okay, you just tell us main things. Because
Yeah,
we are not able to see your pictures.
Oh.
Okay, you conclude now, please.
Okay. Is it able to view, sir?
Yes,
No,
we can see your presentation. Oh, please. Actually, your slide
presentation,
was
but
not
it is not moving.
Yeah, actually, your slide was not moving. Please keep changing slide as well.
This is a test report of the compost which we generate daily, sir. And this method can be implemented all over the ULBs, which is less than 15,000 population, and we are already implementing for approximately 25 town panchayats in Tamil Nadu, sir. This method is going to be implemented, and we'll upcome with this project in the next phase also, sir. It's already we have started to implement, sir. Thank you, sir. If you have any questions, you can raise.
Now, next two presentations also you are going to do?
Yeah, other guys are there, sir. Other presenters are there. Is there any?
Okay. No questions from my side. I think good presentation over.
Good presentation. In fact, the next step in the overall system of waste management is move to a circular economy, so that recycling takes place to the maximum extent.
Yeah, sir.
Are you planning to have a regional or some grouping of some village panchayats for the circular economy?
So actually, we have 490 town panchayats in all over Tamil Nadu, sir. We already started to club some of the town panchayats which has no space for the processing plants. We are already in the process of doing it, sir.
Good. Okay, thank you, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, a very good morning, sir. Today I'm going to give my presentation on preparation of high-grade vermicompost manure, which is having been done in Andipatti Town Panchayat for the SKOCH Award. So you all may be very much familiar with vermicompost. About 2,500 species of earthworm have been identified so far, out of which 500 species that are presently found in India. We used to vermicompost the compost which is made out of windrow composted wet waste, such as edible banana leaves and kitchen wastes. And nowadays the waste generated from the kitchens are highly enriched in chemical salts and other chemicals which are being used along with food products. So the compost contains less amount of NPK values and alkalinity in nature. When we are using this for plants, they are likely to be perish. So in our TP, we compose the waste after grading. We are removing that chemical compound which is present in the kitchen waste, and we are allowing the vegetable and agricultural waste only for the compostable, and we take that into a vermicompost. So this makes the compost prepared by our TP a superior one, and the resource park has attention from the public. So this is the
Can you move your screen, please? Are you able to hear us?
Yeah, you're audible, sir.
Your screen is not moving, please.
So we are moving, but this. a technical issue. The screen is not moving. Sir.
Okay. Then you do the presentation without.
Yes. Now,
Now
it
it
has
is
come.
moving.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So this is the ULB profile. Antipati is a town panchayat which is located in the Thani district. It is around of 5.89 square kilometer with 18 wards and 196 streets. So the number of households were 920.
This is okay. You tell us the main things.
Main thing.
This is okay.
Okay. Actually, the waste generated from our TP are around 7.7 tons per day. It is segregated in residential and commercial in the below manner. So the main problem identified as we have to process this 8 metric ton waste of garbage every day to like you say, we have to get into the circular economy. We have to reuse the waste which have been produced. If the waste have been not properly graded and recycled, there is a possibility of groundwater and air pollution hazards. So based on the rules, SWM rules framed by GOI, we have classified the waste into biodegradable and non-degradable waste and converted the biodegradable to a natural compost. So the main focus is on sorting and collecting the waste from its source itself. So the solutions we have implemented were segregating the waste at the point of generation, and we have composting all possible natural compostable waste in a windrow method, and we have taken that compost to undergo vermicompost. Actually, we have spread a great awareness campaign among the public, school, college students, and farmers to use this manure. We also get a regional agri official certification before selling this manure, and we have a very good informative the public by using news medias and marketing the manures in public gatherings such as bus stands, in weekly markets, etc. So the outcomes are we have not accumulating the waste in a legacy manner, and the resources were effectively recovered from them, and the farmers are very happy with that quality of the manure produced by the vermicompost. As a result, the revenue has been generated for the town panchayat. So initially we have faced many challenges, like the public cooperation was not that much in segregating the waste. They are just like asking what is the purpose of segregating the waste. By continuous IEC activities and awareness campaigns, we get the publics into our segregation process in step by step. Actually, we are producing the vermicompost 100% naturally. We are not adding any chemicals or accelerators to improve that process itself. We are maintaining the optimal temperature and moisture content. We are continuously watering that compost. We are not allowing the citric waste, which will create agitation for the swarms. So we have taken many steps for improving the quality of the manure. In future, we are planning to make this compost easily available for the public in all the shops where agricultural products are being sold, and we are also providing these fertilizers for I call vermi manure for the farmers in a subsidized price. So right from the beginning, we have prepared door-to-door collection by using a route chart. So you are seeing some of the route charts prepared for collection of waste from the source. First one is door-to-door waste segregation, and we are collecting in secondary collection route chart. So commercial areas are covered in a separate route chart. So in this route chart, it is mentioned the person who is collecting the waste and his contact number, the number of streets and timing when the collector will come to that street. So this will be circulated among these streets, and the people are very aware about that. So these are some of the photos we are taken during the collections, primary collection, secondary collection, and commercial collections. So night sweeping we have done at the public gatherings to keep the place clean and tidy. In RR Park, the segregation of waste, the collected waste are subjected to the secondary segregation, and the mainly the citric fruits and other some plastic are removed from that wet waste. And also the banana leaves, which takes more time to compost, were shredded using a shredding machine. We have prepared into windrows, and the compost from the windrows have been sieved, and the organic manure has been saved. We have also involved ourselves in preparation of effective microorganism solution for improving that composting period. Actually, for normal compost, it will take around 60 days. By using this effective microorganism solution, we can achieve it in 20 days. So almost 1/3 times. So coming to the vermicomposting, this is the tank specification we are using. We have around 8 number of cubicles in our resource aquary park, each of volume of 3.7 meter cube. So this is the layers we are using in vermicompost. You can see the brick chips, sand, clay, a cow dung, compost, vermi layer, again a cow dung. So this is the vermicomposting shed, which is located in our RR park. The vermi bed preparation work. We are having mechanism for watering the vermi cube, and we have closed that cube for better temperature monitoring. So this is the sales mechanism we are following. Used to get certification for the manure from our regional agri universities before selling. Every batch are certified, and the campaigns we have sales register with us. How many kgs of waste are being sold weekly basis. So coming to the benefits, so we to make the vermicompost available for the farmers and household gardens, we are using this for farmers in a subsidized cost. This will be a permanent solution for sanitation of handling the wet waste. We are composting the wet waste and converting that. We are adding the value for that manure by using vermicomposting. So we have follow some difficulties in the initial state, but through IECs we can able to overcome that one. So the process followed for the implementations are as follows. So first of all, we concentrated on the segregated collection of the wet waste from the households by providing.
Please conclude now. I would request you to conclude now.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So the manpowers have been utilized in as per norms, and they are using the earthworm species called Utrulus eguinae, and the grade of the vermicompost is comparatively high. So we request this method to follow in a town panchayat which are less than 10,000 populations, and it has been used by the farmers belonging to more than 40 villages around the TP. Have been benefited to this scheme. I thank you everyone for a present opportunity given to me, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Just tell me, now vermicompost you are giving to farmers, no?
Yeah.
So instead of using chemical fertilizer, they are using this. To what extent it has been replaced? Say earlier they were using 100% NPK, I mean chemical fertilizers. Now, could you help them to replace it by 10% or 20% of your this vermicompost?
Yeah, it is. We have replaced by about 5%, sir.
5%. Okay. But I think you can do more also.
Yeah, we are continuously extending the supply of that. So we are focusing on availability of this vermicompost in all these shops which are selling the agricultural manure products. So that is our future plans.
And it must be cheaper than the chemical fertilizer.
It will be given in a subsidized price, and the farmers are giving a good feedback on them. They are continuously buying our vermicompost, sir. which is being
Good.
produced in our RR park.
Good apple. Good apple. Thank you.
Very good initiative. In fact, but by the way, how do you arrange availability of earthworms?
Sir, actually, in our village area, we are making that wormy bed. We are it is easily available in our area, sir.
And how do you multiply them?
So in vermi bed itself, it is multiplying. After every cycle, we are
इसी मिट्टी में दबा देते हैं ना इनको.
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा.
हाँ, they keep on multiplying.
It is 60 days once we are replacing them.
Okay, okay. What is the cycle of how much duration it takes from say a kitchen compost converting to a vermicompost? How much is the time duration?
Actually, the first of all, we are going to a windrow composting. It will take around 30 days. And
Okay.
after that compost we are getting from that windrow, we are subjected to vermicompost. It will take around 20 days. So about 50 days we are making that kitchen waste to a vermicompost. It will take.
Okay, okay, okay. Good. Thank you, please. Good.
So good morning to the delegates over there. So I'm Riaz Pia, representing Commissioner of Town Panchayat on behalf of the Pirinaikampalayam Town Panchayat. So I'll be dealing with the waste wealth co-composting fecal sludge and the municipal solid waste. So mainly saying we are having a FSTP of a 25 KLD, which is very much near to the Pirinaikampalayam and Narasimha Naikampalayam. It's located in the Coimbatore district of Tamil Nadu. So this FSTP is located within the resource recovery park of Pirinaikampalayam, and we can say that this FSTP is running based on the mechanical dewatering system, which says it mainly depends on a minimal skilled labor, and it can be operated under any weather conditions. And we can say that from this FSTP, I'm getting two byproducts, namely the dry sludge and the treated water. The treated water can be used for the local gardening purpose, and the dry fecal sludge cannot be directly used for any purposes, as it contains the very harmful helmet worm or some of the eggs which is pertain to the solution. So we are just making the fecal sludge obtained from FSTP by a process, namely the co-composting. That is, the compost obtained from the municipal solid waste will be treated along with the FSTP to get a new compost. So I'll be dealing with it in the upcoming slides. So this shows the co-composting plant which is available at Pirinaikampalayam. So the main problem is that we are looking to a safe and sustainable environment. So when we are decomposing this FSTP solutions into the garden, there is no much effective mechanism to be followed for the dry sludge. Okay, so we'll be just desludging the dried pieces of the sludges. We'll be giving a some sort of post treatment, and that dry sludge will be mixed with the solid waste, that is the normal municipal solid waste, which will be converted into the fertilizer. So this can be mainly used to reduce the environmental impact by depositing of the sludge over the empty lands. So so this co-composting, it's nothing but an effective process of mixing up the organic waste and the dry fecal waste. Normally we'll be having 3 different steps, so that I can show you in slides. So these are the process. We'll be having a formation of the pile, then we'll be maturing the mixed property with the help of decomposition, and it will be stored, and the further sale process will be happening. So in order to get up the pile up, we'll be layering the co-composting equipment, that is our sludge and the various municipal solid waste into the different layers. So in order to get a proper balance, we'll be making the in between objects like green organic materials and brown waste. So mainly this green organic materials will be combined with the grass clippings and the raw organic waste. And the brown waste, it's mainly composing of the paddy straw, coconut, and some other the grassy materials. So we can say this green material is mainly having a high rich in nitrogen content, and the brown material will be rich in the carbon and low in the nitrogen content. So we can maintain the pH and the moisture level. This will be checked for every 2 days or weekly, and the temperature will be checked daily for the pile, and the final product will be screened through the contaminants. So the temperature will be maintained in between 40 to 50 degree for normal midway ranges, and during the thermophilic stages, we can say that it will be reaching a stage of 65 to 75 degrees Celsius. So the thermophilic stage is nothing but a stage wherein the mesophilic bacteria, which are living in the range of 45 degrees Celsius, will be changing into thermophilic bacteria. So these are the different process that is happening in the beds. So I can say that, so this is the pictorial representation of the plant. So to the below, we can say that the sampling is done. That is the fresh water or desludge which is obtained from the FSTP is taken for the plants. And here we can say that the waste gases, mainly the methane which is obtained from the FSTP, as a result of the co-composting, is used for the lighting purpose of the plant. So mainly the challenges faced is nothing but, as we know that the nitrogen content which is present in the human waste, that is excreta, will be almost in the range of 70 to 80%, which is mainly from the urine, and there will be also the moisture. So it will be very difficult to handle the excreta, and it's soggy in nature. So this will be leading to the fecal or some other oral contaminations, which is very much dealt to the environment. So in this diagram or the pictorial representation, I can say we'll be having the solid waste collected, that is the day-to-day collection of the waste which is obtained from the household, and below that we'll be having the dried fecal sludge. So we'll be mixing these two to get the pile-up the version of the co-compost. So the operation status of the FSTP is nothing but normally the volume of the fecal sludge received will be like 18,33,800 liters, of which we can say 7,32,800 liters will be from the household, and 11,01,000 from the community toilets. So totally the treated water will be accountable for 17,88,000 liters, and the total kg of the treated solids will be like 45,800. And normally the volute press running time will be of 16 hours. So volute press is nothing but the combination of the 3 stages of dewatering processes and the contamination stage. And the normal polymer, the chemical which is used up is like 195 kg, and the overall consumption of the electricity per day will be like 80 kilowatt per. And these are the test results. So latest result of the discharge parameters is like for pH will be having 7.7, and the other parameters of BOD, COD, and total solid is also listed off. So all the parameters of the chemical or the normal biological and chemical aspects are related to the best parametric level that is to be maintained in the manure level. So for benefits is nothing but we can reduce the decomposition of the fecal sludge which is dumped over the entire river beds. So we can say that when the fecal sludge is dumped over the river bed, we'll be having the process of taking up the water by the infants or also the human or the adults also, we can say. We'll be having a diarrheic or some infectional stages that will be happening all around, and mostly in India, we can say we'll be having a 10 deaths in every children under 5 due to this contamination. So that contamination can be avoided by proper utilization of the fecal sludge obtained. So as per the government of Tamil Nadu, we are going to implement all the ULBs with the same process of fecal sludge, that is co-composting, and it is mainly done with the help of the clustering of the ULBs of almost 10 kilometers in radius. And mainly we have to do the co-composting with a proper temperature of 50 to 70 degrees Celsius to attain the proper level of the compost, or else we can say that it will be overburnt and it's not in a proper way to manuring. So mainly the reuse options that we include is nothing but we can go in with the sampling. So normally we are done with the help of the consultant, and we have made up many samples like in the ratio of 1:2, 1:3, 1:4, and we have got a better result of the cow composting with a particular temperature with the help of 1:3 in the ratio. And we are nowadays selling the same for vegetation purpose of the farmers, and we are selling it with a minimized rate. So this shows the test report which was obtained from the laboratory, which contains the minimal parameters that can be used for the manure. So that's all regarding the presentation. If you have any doubts, you can ask me.
Very good initiative, sir. In fact, you have scientifically established that the fecal sludge waste can be reused. Otherwise, it will be create a problem in the health of entire ecosystem. A very good presentation. In fact, this is the need of the hour to implement such good projects. You have mentioned in your project that you also use paddy plants waste. Do you use them as it is, or cut into pieces and then use it?
So we just crush it down and use it up.
Okay,
Because
in
as if
north,
we, as if that we use it in pieces, it's not getting composed in that particular time period. So we just crushing it up.
crushing and then using, because in North India it is a problem. Stubble burning is a great issue because it creates environmental carbon dioxide level increases. But if you are using it for composting, then it is a good step.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir, very much. Good presentation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Town Directorate of Town Panchayat. In regard to Mamalapuram Town Panchayat, so like two of my colleagues already spoke about vermicompost and solid waste management carried out in two different town panchayats. So this is more or less going to be a bit similar, but different technique called windrow compost technique. Is my screen visible to all?
Yeah, it's visible.
So as all of us know, solid waste management is a very difficult task carried out. Processing to be carried out and all that, the government and like all over the world, people are facing many difficulties. So similarly, even in Mahabalipuram, as Mahabalipuram is a tourism spot, we have approximately average of 10,000 footfalls every day. So it was very difficult for us to manage the solid waste created by those tourist people. So these are the problems faced. So this is the outline of Mamalapuram, like how it's situated in Chengalpet district, and area covered is 12.57 square kilometers. Number of wards is 15. Number of street 140. Households is 4,600. Commercial establishment is 744. And solid waste collection is 100%, and source segregation also is 100%. And census population as per 2011 is 15,172, and present population is 16,500. Total waste generated is about 8.25 metric ton. And a few months back, Mahabalipuram was the place where Chess Olympiad was hosted. So we had many challenges to face to clean up the place and all that. So because of that, the government of Tamil Nadu also helped us in sorting out so many issues. So the problems what we face is like earlier, there was no 100% of dose segregation, and there was no 100% of source segregation as well. there was many food waste like generated by the floating population, which was also difficult to handle. And the manure which was produced earlier was not of a very good quality, and it was very difficult to even dispose those manures which we produced. So for processing wet waste, the process what we follow in Mamalapuram is windrow compost, which is a very simple method and a very cost-effective method. It has just been carried out by grinding all those wet waste which we collect, and it has been piled up into a heap. Roughly, like the width of the windrow will be only 3 meters of width and maximum of 4 to 6 meters of height. So that is a very simple method which we carry out in Mamalapuram. Not only in Mamalapuram, like most of our town panchayats do like follow those steps to process their wet waste. And the mixture which we use for the process to like it acts as a catalyst to speed up the process is the method 1 and method 2, which has been shown in the slide. We take a mixture of cow dung, jaggery, and water. The ratio 20:1:50, and we leave it for around 21 days to ferment, and that liquid has been used over the wet waste to make the process, like to speeden up the process. The solution implemented is like the waste windrow, the manure produced in windrow is then been processed to vermicompost. To add up the value of the manure, we do this, and after those processes has been carried out, like the manure has been sold to the citizens and even farmers if they are needed. So 1 kg of vermicompost we sell it for 10 rupees, and 1 kg of windrow compost for 5 rupees. And so far, like farmers, like as like already my colleague has spoke about this, we have not reached out like to too many farmers, because what they expect is for immediate results. So these manures, like they don't give immediate result, but it is very organic. But still, we'll have to sensitize the farmers and make them use these kinds of manure. So innovation is actually pretty very simple technique, but what we do is we concentrate on pure wet waste, like we exclude citric fruits, and those kind of wet waste we put it in a separate bed and process them separately, which takes a bit longer time, and the other wet waste we put it in a separate bed. So how we overcome all these problems? Like we started implementing route charts timing for each sanitary workers, so that like they'll be accountable for what work they do, and that's how we achieved like 100% source segregation and 100% door-to-door collection. So we are planning to implement this kind of process to remaining of our town panchayats, so that we achieve a good source segregation and door-to-door process. So these are some pictures of our day-to-day collection of solid waste, like how we handle them. So door-to-door collection and how they segregate it. And suppose people don't give segregated waste to us, like we try to separate them in front of their house, so that from next day onwards they'll have a change, so that they do it by themselves. So this is how we follow. And these are some commercial. Is it visible, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this picture shows like what windrow compost looks like, and the lady over here, she is sprinkling that EM solution to speeden up the composting process. And this is the manure test report we got from the laboratory.
And these are the same stalls which we do it in the town panchayat office or public places.
Is there to
So this is how we achieved 100% source segregation in Mahabalam municipality, and we are trying to plan this for other town panchayats. So any questions you can ask?
Thank you. Just tell me one thing. What you are doing to ensure that at source segregation is fine, no? Because educating the people also remains an issue in most of these solid waste or wet waste management.
We actually give them many awareness programs through easy activities, and even if that is not working, what we do is we actually, if they give it all together, we put it down in front of their house so that they look at their own waste. So example, sanitary pads and all that even come along with the waste. So when they look at those waste, they have a feel of guilt, and from next day or maybe in 2-3 days, they try to give it separate. So that is what we do.
Okay. Okay. Good. Any fine you are imposing? No. Or
We have
penalty?
planned, but still it is not. It is still in the writing. We have still not implemented it.
Okay. Thank you. Overall, good presentation.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Very good presentation. No question from my side. Good.
Corporation. I am an IAS officer of 2015 batch. So I'll be presenting the flood mitigation measures that the Chennai City Corporation has undertaken in the last 1 year, which has also given a good result in the ongoing monsoon season. So this is the brief about Chennai City. It has an area of 426 square kilometers. Administratively, it is divided into 15 zones and 200 wards. It has a population of 66.72 lakhs as per 2011 census. The projected population is anywhere between 85 lakhs to 1 crore, because we also have about 1 million of floating population, which keeps changing. The city had a network of 2071 kilometer of existing stormwater drains, which was proved to be inadequate, and some solutions were implemented to mitigate the floods this season. So as far as the drainage of the city is concerned, the city is divided into 4 river basins, or 4 drainage basins. So the Kosasalayar in the north, Kuvam right below that, then Adayar and Kovalam basins. So 4 river basins drain Chennai city, and you can see the the core city area that is seen as separate. This is because in 2011 the original core city is shown as separate. Original core city expanded, and all the other areas were added on to the city in 2011, when the Chennai Corporation or Corporation of Chennai was renamed as Greater Chennai Corporation. So there is some existing greenfield infrastructure in the core city area, and literally there is very, very little stormwater drain infrastructure in the added areas that are shown as separate. So what are the problems that the city was trying to solve? The city saw a very bad flood in 2015, and which was a riverine flood. And in 2020 and 21, we also saw what is called an urban flood. So this flood was not caused by the rivers overflowing. This was merely a drainage management problem of the city. So a host of solutions were implemented to fight this menace. The other problems noticed were the stagnation of subways. So many of the subways gets inundated, subways as in the railway subways, because Chennai has a very robust and wide network of trains. So many of the railway tracks, the people can't cross when the rain is happening because subways are inundated. So this increases travel time by 1 hour to 1.5 hours in many cases. Then we were also running a traditional control room to monitor and manage our flooding and the operations. So this had to be upgraded. There was also the problem of depleting groundwater table. So we had to make sure that all of this water is not run off into the sea before it gets recharged, before our groundwater table gets recharged. Then we have also looked at how to, there is a limited capacity for the stormwater drain. So how to manage the water within the capacity. This can only be done by reducing the runoff. Then we also want to have a robust citizen-centric forecasting system, an impact-driven forecasting system that the citizens can connect to. So all these solutions were implemented in the city, which will be explained in the subsequent slides. So after the flood last year, the government set up an advisory committee for the management and mitigation of floods in Chennai Metro. So the committee had visited many of these areas, and this committee consisted of experts who had experience in disaster management and many renowned academicians, hydrologists, etc., who looked at the city comprehensively. The committee has submitted 2 rounds of interim reports, which first one talked about the short-term measures to be implemented. Second one, medium measures, and we are awaiting the final report, which will also talk about the long-term mitigation measures. So based on the committee's recommendation for the short-term measures, we had taken up 700 crore worth of projects in the Adyar and Kuam basin. So why I am delineating Adyar and Kuam basin is because Adyar and Kuam basin stormwater drains were implemented during JNNURM as well as after the 2015 floods using World Bank funds. But the problem was, at the time, the CPHO guidelines, which is the Bible for drainage management in India, suggested only a lower standard. So the return period was taken as 1 year, and the rainfall intensity was taken as 4 millimeter per hour. Whereas in our new projects, which are coming in Kovalam and Costellar basins, we are taking a standard of 7 mm per hour. So it's almost a doubling of capacity of the stormwater drains, because the CPHO standards as well as the NDMS guidelines on urban drainage management has been updated, and they are suggesting a bigger standard or a higher standard. So along with the core city works, which are in Adyar and Kuam basins, were essentially brownfield projects, whereas in the Costellar and Kovalam basins, where literally no infrastructure was existing, we have taken up integrated stormwater drains with a river basin level hydraulic model in both these basins, and government has also sanctioned 3,220 crores and 1,714 crore each, and the works have started. And in fact, in Costellar basin, in the first, even though it's a 4-year project, in the first 1 year itself, we were able to complete almost 40% of the project and 50% of the drain length. Then we have also implemented a real-time flood forecasting and intelligent flood warning system. I'll explain this a little bit in detail in the coming slides. Then the Chennai city also has restored its water bodies. So restoring the water bodies will help in storing the water, increasing groundwater recharge, and also reducing runoff. And we have also implemented some innovative concepts such as sponge parks and geo or eco blocks. Then to upgrade our operations in management and monitoring of floods, we have also set up an integrated command and control center under the Smart Cities mission. This command and control center also is connected to 30 automatic rain gauges, 41 flood sensors, and 58 flood cameras at vulnerable locations and major macro drains. I mean, you can feel free to interrupt me and ask any questions at any point of time. I'll just explain the challenges that were faced during the implementation of the project and even the conceptualization. The topography and the elevation of the city. Chennai city is a very, very flat city. It is also prone to, the sea surges, etc. when the cyclone season is ongoing. So on average, it is at a level of 1 to 2 meter elevation from the mean sea level. So there isn't much gradient for the drains to be constructed. So this is a major challenge. So which means that you have to deal with slower flow of water in the drains, and so that you have to design drains with higher volume so that the water can be drained off. Then the major issue of water stagnation in roads, parks, underpasses, subways, and railway tracks. This was meant to be solved by the project. And during the implementation, another major challenge is the existing underground utilities. Chennai being an old city, all sorts of utilities, the electricity cables, water, sewerage, communication cables, even defense cables we'll find on and off. So finding these utilities, shifting them, etc., is a very time-consuming process. It involves large-scale coordination with the other line departments and utility agencies. Then the other major challenge was in the core city area. There were existing stormwater drains constructed under World Bank Fund and JNNURM funds, but the capacity was low. So this was a very difficult design challenge where we roped in IIT Madras to vet our designs so that the capacity can be augmented and the whole system could be taken as an integral whole. And always the operation and maintenance of stormwater drains is a bit difficult because it involves manual cleaning, etc. And there are code directives that prevents people from actually entering into the drain. So the cleaning of these drains is always a challenging task. So some of the special features, because we had very limited time, the committee's recommendation had come in. What we had done is that we knew that we had to finish a particular amount of projects within the next 5 to 6 months. We only had in many of the projects we only had 4 months or 5 months to implement these solutions, and these are large scale works typically that takes 2 years or more to be implemented. So these works had to be implemented in a very short duration of time, because of which we went for advanced procurement. That is, even without getting the relevant government orders, we went for advanced procurement so that the tendering time can be saved. Typically 1 to 2 months of tendering time was saved. In all of these projects, the letters of acceptance were awarded to the contractors literally after the 1 day after the government orders were issued. Then integrated river basin level approach, where the new stormwater drains are being implemented. We have taken a river basin level approach. That is the hydraulic model, the flood modeling, etc., is taken up for the entire river basin. So the design part of it takes care of the entire river basin, and the entire river basin is treated as a whole, so that one problem of one area is not transferred to some other area and flooding is caused in some other area. Then in the last year and the year before that, we saw area level flooding in many of the areas in city, like T Nagar, like KK Nagar. So what we have done is, wherever we have seen area level flooding in the core city, we have taken up the entire micro watershed and we have designed new drains however, with the hydraulic models running for the existing network as well. So the entire micro watershed was treated as a whole. Hydraulic models were run for the entire micro watershed, and new drains were added. And these designs were vetted by the IIT Madras, and they have done a lot of optimization of these drains by changing the sizes, by changing the alignment, etc., so that an optimal cost-effective solution can be implemented along with the existing drains.
Mr.
And
Prashant,
in some areas,
Mr. Prashant, I
yes.
would request you to please complete your presentation in next 3 minutes.
Yes, okay. So we also received some pockets where we saw isolated flooding, where we added just 1 or 2 drains. Then we have also done the desilting and rehabilitation of the existing stormwater drains. Some of the drains were dismantled, desilted, and then top slabs were laid. And we also have a real-time flood forecasting system. So I'll just run through the presentation, and I'll just would like to tell you how much projects were completed. Out of the 200 kilometers, 220 kilometers that were taken up in the core city area, in a short period of time, we were able to finish 160 kilometers of drains. This is including the finishing, the silt catch pits and all the above. And in the Kosastalayar basin, where the overall drain length was 700 kilometers, we were able to finish 360 kilometers of drain in this very short period. So this is the details of the works that is taken up in the city. So I'll just leave the presentation and you can get the details from the presentation. And Chennai city has also restored a large number of water bodies. There are 210 water bodies in the city, out of which 173 was already completed, and 25 water bodies restoration is still in progress. So I would also like to point out to our new Swanky Integrated Command and Control Center, from where we manage all the operations during the floods. The operations include, the pumping in various locations, because Chennai has a lot of saucer-like areas which requires pumping. In many places, we have set up permanent pumping stations, and then there are wells and pumping stations installed in subways, because most of our subways go behind the water table level, and it has a constant seepage, and this is aggravated during the rains because of the runoff as well. And there has to be constant pumping, and the pumping capacity has to be dynamically augmented as and when there is more flow into the subways, so that we can keep the subways open. And GCC has also set up a 1913 call center, where we increase the number of lines to even 50 to 60 during peak flooding, and this also is integrated into this control room. So we can see some of the physical transformation in some of the areas, where you can also identify from the pictures as these are the same streets. You can see in 2021, we were doing some kind of pumping or some kind of temporary measures in these areas, whereas in this year's rain, in fact, I would also like to impress upon the jury that this year, the first 2 spells, we have received 30 to 40% more rainfall than the first 2 spells, where it actually flooded. And this year, most of the areas, there was no flooding. So some of the innovative initiatives also I would like to just point out. Sponge city concepts. Sponge city concepts is to reduce the runoff, absorb water, so that the flow in the stormwater drains can be managed, kept to a manageable level. And when the stormwater drains are empty, water can be pumped out. So these are, for example, it will include rain gardens, sunken ponds, permeable pavements, and landscape green space. For example, some of our parks nowadays, we are designing parks which are lower than the road level, so that water is stored in the park, it is absorbed, and when the stormwater drains are empty, then we pump the water into the stormwater drains. And this is another innovative method. These are called geoblocks or eco blocks. These are water retaining structures made of polyurethane. These are filled with regular jelly, and this will channelize the water, and this will also filter the water, and the water can be taken, it can be channelized to some water bodies. We have implemented this solution in Vadapalani Vadapalani area in a temple pond, where there is also a sewage overflow issue. So they were not letting us build a regular drain to carry the water. But since eco blocks also channelizes the water as well as filters the water, the citizens allowed us to do this solution. And now, whereas earlier the temple pond was not receiving any water, now the temple pond is receiving very clean water during rains. And these eco blocks are also implemented in rainwater harvesting structures. These are very good filter media. It can easily be taken out and cleaned, unlike the traditional water harvesting methods. And now I would like to just talk about the real-time flood forecasting and decision support systems. So
I think you will have to conclude now, Mr. Prashant.
yes. So an aerial survey was conducted, and the entire Chennai metropolitan area, we have a very accurate DEM. And we also have connected many all over 30 rain gauge sensors, and also the all the reservoir levels to this system. What the system does is it predicts, looks at the rainfall. It has real-time data of the rainfall. It predicts flow into the reservoirs in advance, so that the reservoirs can be managed. In many cases, reservoir management is critical, because advanced release of water will help us maintain some buffer stock, so that all the water need not be released to the city at the same time. So this has shown very good results for us. And the system also has all the invert levels and the ground levels and the dimensions of our stormwater drains. So the inbuilt hydraulic model will also predict the street level flooding, including the height of flooding as well as the inundation time. So this is very useful in actually telling the citizens how much water is going to be there. We tell them in very common terms, like either ankle deep, knee deep, or waist deep, or less than ankle deep water, so that the citizens can easily understand the amount of this thing, and they prepare for it. So I just conclude by saying the benefit significantly reduced flooding in the city this season. You would have also, some of you might have also seen some of the press reports where the corporation was congratulated for this. And water storing capacity in water bodies is increased, and the rainwater harvesting structures which are implemented every 30 meters of the drain also make sure that the groundwater is recharged. Because of the advanced warning that real-time flood forecasting system is giving, as well as the the integration of the system with the integrated command and control center, we are able to manage the flood operation, the pumping. Our response times have significantly reduced. So we are now doing the real-time pumping, so that the water does not stagnate in any point of anywhere in the city. So the future expansion plans.
Request you, sir, kindly conclude.
I'll just close. So we are all. I just like to point out that we are planning to add 600 kilometers of rainfall. We are also implementing an intelligent traffic system, which will integrate with the real-time flood forecasting system, which will also divert. It's a signaling system that will also divert traffic dynamically during rainy times, so that the congestion times are reduced. Thank you. I'll just close. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Prashant. It was a very nice presentation. I think you have taken adequate measures to see that there is reduction in flooding. I am more so happy that not only that reduction in flooding, but you are also taking care in terms of ensuring that your water table increases.
Yes, sir.
Or that is something very good, because that takes care of flooding also, and it recharges the groundwater. But can you just share if there is to what extent the water table has gone up on account of your efforts?
Yes, sir. Sir, Chennai city water table was already at typically in throughout the city, it's already at higher levels because it's close to the seawater. So it's the actual increase in the it's only 1 to 2 meter above the sea level typically, but there are areas which are at a little higher level. For example, in I would just name a few: Ambattur, etc., where Ambattur, Madavaram, etc., where there is also a sandy belt. Most of the city is clay, but in the sandy belt, we have seen that the water harvesting structures have increased the water table, and this water table also has come to the ground level. And many of our ponds now, we are seeing that the seepage water is coming into the ponds even after the rainy season is over. And in some of the areas, we have also seen, curiously, where water table is close to the sea level, mean sea level, we have also seen some of the wells, etc., overflowing because water is infiltrating from at a higher point into the ground. So we also see some of our rainwater harvesting wells actually, giving water out. So that means that the water table is fully recharged.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr.
Yes.
Prashantji. Very good presentation. In fact, these measures, these interventions are long term. Rather, these are work in progress, I would say. Around the year, you have to take care of 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 such measures. Very good presentation. In fact, desilting of drainage is also equally important. And you can involve community also, because until unless you involve community, that is also important in desilting of drainage system. Otherwise, it is a very, very good presentation. Thank you very much.
Just to add to that point, sir, Tamil Nadu government is implementing this Tamil Nadu Urban Employment Scheme, which is similar to MGNREGS in the urban areas on a pilot basis. So in 2 of our zones, zone 4 and 6, we have also taken up this pilot. And there we are using the urban employment scheme to actually desilt the stormwater drains.
Very good, very good, very good. Definitely, this is very chronic problem in our all metro cities. This can create a mountain if the entire desilting is done. So there is so much silt in the system. This is also responsible for flooding in cities. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
To documentation about in managing municipal solid waste management rules in Madanapalli, sir. Before giving this presentation, sir, I would like to say some words about Madanapalli town, sir. Madanapalli demographically in Annamaya district, in Rayalaseema region of Andhra Pradesh, sir. It is famous for crop tomato, sir. Madanapalli is the biggest tomato market yard in Asia, sir, and most of the countries is importing the tomatoes from some southern states and northern states, sir. It is also called Milk City, and because of its weather conditions, so Madanapalli is also called Andhra Ooty, sir. And most of the population is depending on business activities and agriculture, horticulture, and its allied activities, and also in weaving activities, sir, and also on agricultural activities, sir. And demography of the municipality is, sir, location in Annamaya district in AP, sir. 14.20 square kilometers is an extent of area, sir. And also 1.36 population is in Madanapalli town, sir. And it consists of 35 election wards and 42 slums are registered in Madanapalli town, sir. Further, I submit that, sir, before implementation of municipal solid waste management plan, we have faced a lot of problems in implementation of SWM plan, sir. First, most of the cases, sir, due to lack of awareness, public are dumping the waste in garbage vulnerable points and open sites, sir. And also we are faced implementation of 100% door-to-door collection and segregation from the residential households and commercial establishments and bulk garbage generators, sir, due to lack of micro planning and road maps, sir. And also due to mixing the waste, wet waste and dry waste, it is very difficult to treat the waste in the town, sir. After implementation of SWM plan, sir, we have taken up to implement these activities. We have taken up so many activities, sir. Firstly, we concentrate on IEC activities and with citizen engagement, sir. After that, 100% we have implemented 100% door-to-door collection and source segregation. And after implementation of 100% door-to-door collection and segregation, we converted all the garbage vulnerable points and converted into green points, sir. And also, after implementation of 100% source segregation, we set up treatment plants for both dry and wet waste, and also treatment of legacy waste, promoting home composting, sir. About IEC activities, sir, we have taken up cluster level approach, sir. In the state of Andhra Pradesh, we have ward volunteer system, sir. Every 75 to 100 households having one volunteer, and every 5,000 population is having one ward secretariat, sir. Every volunteer has created WhatsApp group with their cluster households and creating awareness about door-to-door collection and source segregation, sir. And also we have nearly 20,000 self-help groups are actively participating in creating awareness and IEC activities, sir. They are regularly conducting meetings with their SHG members and passing resolutions about door-to-door collection, source segregation, and also about home composting, sir. And also we have conducted so many awareness campaigns in schools and creating awareness in schools also, sir, in school children also, sir. Like this, we are conducting massive and intensive IEC activities for creating awareness among the public, and also we are taking the support of all the citizens, resident welfare associations and NGOs and other resident welfare associations and all other stakeholders. And we are also conducting capacity building to workers and other functionaries who are involving in this solid waste management activities, sir. Like this, we are creating awareness by painting walls and creating awareness to the public, sir. After that, we are focused on 100% door-to-door collection and segregation, sir. For this implementation of 100% door-to-door collection, we have divided every 250 to 300 households to one micro pocket as per CPHEO norms. As of now, we have 135 micro pockets, sir, and each micro pocket is covering for door-to-door collection by 2 workers with one push cart or one clap vehicle or one auto, sir. Like this, we are implementing 100% door-to-door collection for source segregation as a part of Clean Andhra Pradesh in state of Andhra Pradesh. All ULBs have distributed 3 colored bins, sir. 3 colored bins for blue for dry waste, sir, green for wet waste, red bin for hazardous waste. Now all households are practicing source segregation, sir. These are the vehicles we are using for primary transportation, sir. Push cars 62 we are using, sir. Clap autos 15, autos 9, tractors 3. This is for only for commercial waste. 3 tractors are we are using, sir. And also for secondary transportation, we are using 8 tractors and 3 compactors, sir. We have micro plan for primary transportation, sir. And also for secondary transportation, we are following the vehicle route maps, sir. By following these micro plan and vehicle route maps, we are implementing 100% door-to-door collection and transportation to treatment plants, treatment plant facilities, sir. Like this, we are implementing 100% door-to-door collection and segregation of waste, sir. These are some pictures, sir. We are implementing RF. Every public health workers scanning the RFID tags, sir. By this, we are monitoring the 100% door-to-door collection in real-time monitoring system, sir. This is the picture, sir. Collection of segregated waste, sir, from households, sir. We are implementing only source segregation, sir. Household themselves segregating the dry waste and wet waste, sir, and handing over to vehicles, sir. This is the wet waste. We are weighing the wet waste at ward level, sir, micro pocket level, sir. This is the transportation of segregated waste, sir. This is the auto, sir. He is having both wet and dry waste facilities, sir. From this, we are transporting the secondary transportation to treatment plants, sir. After implementation of 100% source segregation, we started removing all the garbage vulnerable points and removing all bins, sir. These are the some pictures, sir. We were innovatively converted all garbage vulnerable points to green spots, sir. In the second pictures, honorable chairperson, like our public representatives, also participating in this activity, sir. We are converted garbage vulnerable points by tree plantation, sir. So we are converting all the before implementation of this, sir. We have nearly 100 dumping points, sir. Now there is no dumping point in the town, sir. We make it garbage free, litter free, and bin free town, sir. This is the present scenario of SWM, sir, in the municipality. We are implementing 100% door-to-door collection from all residential households and commercial shops and bulk waste generators, sir. And also we are implementing 100% source segregation from all the waste generators, sir. Nearly we are 62 metric tons per day. The waste generation is 62 metric tons, sir. Out of 62 metric tons, dry waste is 14 metric tons, sir, and also wet waste is 46.5 metric ton, and inert and other material is 1.5 metric tons, sir. For treatment of this dry waste and wet waste, we have established treatment facility centers, sir. For dry waste facility, sir, we have established material recovery facility, sir. It is manually waste is segregated, total dry waste is segregated in MRF, sir. This is the capacity of 15 metric tons per day, sir. Next. And we are in future plans, sir. We are going to establish total mechanized material recovery facility center with an amount of ₹1 crore, sir. Tenders are already invited, and soon we will soon establish total mechanized material recovery facility, sir. For treatment of wet waste, sir, we have waste to compost. We are following the waste to compost method and also vermicomposting, sir. Waste to compost plant is running by, we are concluded agreement with Mahindra Energy Solutions Private Limited, sir. They are treating the total wet waste at this treatment plant, sir. This is the pictures, sir, where treatment is wet waste treatment is going on, sir. This is the vermicomposting method, sir. This capacity is 5 metric tons per day, sir. In this compost treatment facility is also we are availing in our town, sir. For future plans, sir, we are implementing biogas plants, sir. The agreement is also concluded under DBFOT model with Mahindra Waste Energy Solutions Limited, and the land is already handed over to this agency, and project is under construction, sir. This is non-recyclable waste, sir. Nearly 1 ton of non-recyclable waste is coming to town, sir. This total non-recyclable waste will send to Juvari Cement, sir, Yaraguntla in Kadapa district for co-processing, sir, in cement industries.
Please conclude now.
Sir, now we are implementing SWM rules 100% door-to-door collection and 100% source segregation, sir. But past years, the legacy waste is accumulated in existing old dumping yards, sir. Now we are planned to treat the total legacy waste, sir. For treatment of legacy waste, we conducted drone survey, sir. Nearly 46,057 metric tons are arrived as legacy waste, sir. For this treatment, we have invited tenders, and also tenders are awarded, sir, with an amount of rupees 3.58 crores, sir. This work is already commenced, and it will be completed by March 2023, sir. By completing this work, sir, nearly 35 acres of land is reclamation is going on, sir. This is the achievement.
Madam, you have to conclude now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Complete it now.
Apart from all these activities, sir, we are also promoting home composting, sir. Nearly 135 members are given training about this home composting, sir. They are giving training to other self-help groups about home composting, sir. Nearly 2,000 households are practicing in towns, sir, home composting. They are using manure for gardening, sir. These are the results, sir. We are managing 100% wet and dry waste, sir. And also, manure is also selling to farmers and others, sir. We are generating the revenue for selling dry waste and wet waste, sir, and also collecting user charges from all residential households and commercial establishments, sir. From this, we are making our town as bin-free, litter-free, garbage-free city, sir. And also, we are compliant to the MSWM rules and the NGT guidelines, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, madam. I think overall, you are doing very good work for managing the waste, especially, involving self-help groups.
Yes, sir.
And door-to-door collection and segregation at that level is really a tremendous job. It's not easy job.
Yes, sir.
Unless you really involve some volunteers. And I am happy that SHGs are involved in the process. So good, no questions.
Thank you, sir.
Good presentation, madam. What system do you have for treating or managing this medical waste?
Sir, medical waste, most of the hospitals are sending their waste to Sriven Technology, sir, which is in Anantapur district, sir. Daily one vehicle is coming and collecting their waste, sir. They are disposing their waste in scientific method, sir. So we are following this activity, sir.
Okay, and this Mahindra Waste to Energy company, which you have mentioned, you want to award the project. What they will do with waste, whether they will produce electricity or gas, what will be the product?
Yes, sir. They are converting. At present they are following waste to compost, sir. In future they are planning to bio CNG, sir. Only manure. They are generating manure, sir. After treatment of wet waste, they are manure.
Okay. No burning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No burning.
Good. Thank you. Got it.
Thank you.
I am representing Ms. Anupama Anjali IAS, Managing Director, Tirupati Smart City and Commissioner of Municipal Corporation, Tirupati. So I would like to start my presentation with a video. So regarding this Prakasham Park and Padmavati Park, where we have done the retrofitting works. And subsequently, I'll go with my presentation.
But you have overall 12 minutes to
Yes,
make the presentation.
Yes, sir. I'll complete within that period. Could you see my video, sir?
Yeah.
స్మార్ట్ సిటీ వచ్చినప్పటి నుంచి వాకింగ్కి బాగా జిమ్ ఐటమ్స్ అన్నీ బాగున్నాయి. సెటిల్ ఆడుకునేదానికి, బాగా కూర్చునేదానికి, యోగా చేసుకునేదానికి మాకు ఎంట్రన్స్లోనే శివుడు ఉండడం వల్ల దైవభావం మాకు పుష్కలంగా ఉంది. దానివల్ల చుట్టూ దాని పక్కన చుట్టూ మొక్కలు, పుష్పాలు అన్నీ విపరీతంగా ఉండడం వల్ల మాకు ఆక్సిజన్ బాగా ఉత్పత్తి అవుతుంది. దీనివల్ల పిల్లలు ఆడుకునేదానికి, స్కేటింగ్ చేసేదానికి అన్నిటికీ స్టేజ్ ఉంది. అక్కడ మ్యూజిక్ ఫౌండేషన్ బాగుంది. దానివల్ల మాకు ఆనందకరంగా ఉంది.
స్మార్ట్ సిటీ కార్పొరేషన్ వాళ్ళకి చాలా థ్యాంక్స్ చెప్తున్నాను. మోరోవర్ మున్సిపల్ కార్పొరేషన్కి, ఎందుకంటే మనకి ఎక్కడ లేని ఫెసిలిటీస్, ఏదైతే యాంఫీ థియేటర్ ఉందో, ఏదైతే పిల్లలు ఆడుకునేదానికి షటిల్ కోర్ట్స్ ఉన్నాయో, పిల్లలు ఆడుకునేదానికి స్పోర్ట్స్ ఏరీనా, స్పోర్ట్స్ గేమ్ ఏరీనా ఉందో, అది ఎక్సలెంట్ కూడా డెవలప్మెంట్ చేశారు.
I'm planning to join skating. Here is a big place for skating also, and it is a shuttle court for playing shuttle.
తిరుపతి స్మార్ట్ సిటీ కార్పొరేషన్ కింద ఈ పార్క్ను అభివృద్ధి చేసిన తర్వాత చాలా గ్రీనరీతో ప్రజలకు చాలా ఉపయోగకరంగా, తర్వాత ఈ ఓపెన్ జిమ్ కూడా చాలా మందికి ఉపయోగం. అందుకంటే అందరూ జిమ్ పోలేరు, ఇది చాలా అందరికీ ఉపయోగకరంగా ఉంది.
ఇప్పుడున్న పార్కు వాక్ చేయడానికి కానీ, జాగింగ్ చేయడానికి కానీ, జిమ్ ఫెసిలిటీస్ కానీ చాలా కంఫర్టబుల్గా ఉంది.
ఇప్పుడు ఈ సుందరీకరణంలో పార్క్ ఆధునీకరణ చేసిన తర్వాత చాలా అందంగానూ ఉంది, ఆహ్లాదకరంగా ఉంది, మంచి వాతావరణం కూడా బాగుంది. కాబట్టి బాగా చేశారు. పార్క్ అయితే బాగానే ఉంది. కాబట్టి మన మున్సిపల్ కమిషనర్ గారు చాలా శ్రద్ధ పెట్టి, గతంలో కన్నా ఇప్పుడు శ్రద్ధ పెట్టి బాగా చూసుకుంటున్నారు. బాగా చాలా తన సొంత సంస్థ వల్లే బాగా చూసుకుంటున్నారు అనమాట. చాలా బాగా ఉంది మేడం.
Here is the Padmavati Park. Here we can see there is so much of greenery which is so peaceful for mind. In the point of safety, there is a fencing also. children there is a play equipment for comfortable and good amenities like toilets, for roof. There is so much of comfortable here. You can see this is the best part.
Thank you. I'll be starting my presentation.
Sir, request you have just only 5 minutes left.
Yes, I'll be finishing within that period.
Sir, in fact, your this video itself has covered more than half of your presentation.
Yes.
The picture is 1,000 words.
Yes.
You can quickly wrap up your presentation.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise,
I'll take hardly 2 to 3 minutes, not more than that.
Sure.
So whether my slide is visible, sir?
It is visible, sir. Please go ahead. Quickly.
Yes. So as a part of built environment and see, for social well-being of citizens of Tirupati and pilgrims, we have done retrofitting of 2 existing parks, that is Prakasham Park and Padmavati Park, under this project. So in this park, what we have considered is it should be all ability park. That is what we are seeing it. It should be like usable for normal people, and even if it is a physically challenged people also, they should be in a position to use. That is what we are taking care in this process. So totally, I will say this Prakasham Park, it is almost 10 acres of land is there. So in this one, we have created active passive recreation and interaction with nature, health and well-being of citizens, amenities for citizens, and say pilgrims. These are the 4 aspects which we have considered while designing the while retrofitting the park. So this Prakasham Park is totally 10.98 acres. So it's a city level park basically. So then there is one more park which we have addressed is Padmavati Park, that is 0.41 acres, neighborhood park it is. So these are the multiple key components of this one, this project. So creation of active spaces, passive spaces, multi-purpose facilities, spiritual and universal friendly. So we are also addressed a green cover, livability level, and there is also creating revenue for the municipal corporation. So while taking up the retrofitting of this park, we have done the stakeholder engagement survey also we have done. We have called multiple people and dignitaries and all types of people. So we came to we understood the requirements of the people. Accordingly, this particular park has been designed. So these are the multiple things which we had developed in that park. So that is so amphitheater. Then we had also addressed the entrance. Then children play area which we have created. There is a multi-sports facility we have created. There's a skating rink of international standard, which we have created. And apart from that, there's a musical fountain is there, amphitheater. These are the multiple things. And there's a canteen facility. All these facilities we have created in this project. So this was the existing. It was like this. So subsequently, it has been developed. So you can see the past, it was like this. And in the, in the after construction, it is looking like this. So there's a totally we have created like almost more than 2 kilometers of jogging and walking tracks which we have created. Apart from that, skating and amphitheater, and it is starting. It's like people are using right from the morning till evening. So this is being used for the health and well-being of citizens and entertainment and recreation. All needs of the people has been addressed in this project. So in this project, we also created like a canteen facility for food lovers. So then there is some so canteen facility, toilets, and some green area also has been created. So now it will be looking like this. So today's park. So apart from that, we also created this one selfie point we have created, that is I Love Tirupati. So in this amphitheater area, daily we are doing yoga practice will be going on. And there is an open gym is there where people will be using gym facilities. So these are some pics with people using this multi-sports facility and walking and using this open gym facilities. These are people using amphitheater for yoga. And apart from this, we have also taken up this Padmavati Park. So originally we can see on the left side, it was like that. So subsequently, after retrofitting, this park has been converted to different shape totally. So here we have tried to match the needs of people, that is all age groups, again, children as well as elders. And we also created this pavilion. You can see this hexagonal thing. So this pavilion is for, like taking yoga classes and all in the mornings. Apart from that, there is a toilet facilities also there. And all around there is a walking track is also there in this. So this is the latest image of this one. So totally covered with green cover is there. So which is environmental friendly, and it is giving fresh air.
Just should you please conclude it?
Yes, please. So these are some more pictures. That's it. Thank you.
Sir, just one question.
Yes, sir.
What is the cost of this Prakasham Park of the redevelopment and retrofitting?
Prakasham Park we had taken at about 7.5 crores, 7.5 to 8 crores. That is roughly.
But it is nearly 10 or 11 acre land, not much also.
Yes, sir. We have see totally in under retrofitting. Like
Sure.
it is earlier we got only land, I can say. So all those
Okay.
facilities which you are seeing totally created new completely.
And
So-
what is the daily average footfall?
Yeah, it is right from say in the mornings at about around 1,000 people will be coming for walking, and by evening that number will be going up to 3,000 to 3,500. When it comes to Saturdays and Sundays, it will be around 6,000, sir.
Okay.
And there is
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
there is
sir.
a revenue generation is also there. Municipal corporation is getting almost 5 lakhs per month from this park, sir.
Okay.
Good. Thank you, sir. Got it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
We have done whether my presentation is visible or not.
Yeah, it's visible. Please go ahead.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Sir, basically, I am heading the State Forensic Science Laboratory. That forensic word is very much new for many persons. Basically, we are dealing with the crime samples, exhibits of the crime sample. Now, what the project we have taken is that we are dealing with the basically. Wait, sir, my screen. Anyone can help, sir? Actually, the screen is not moving. The slides are not moving at present.
Mr. Qureshi, can you help them?
Yes, sir. May I know?
The slides are not moving. Actually, it is. I think it is already sharing. The screen is sharing, but the slides are not moving.
Sir, can you
Yes,
please-
now it is moving.
Now it is moving, sir. Now it is.
Yes, moving.
Sir, our initiative is actually we are dealing with the POXO cases. POXO is this is the act which was introduced by the government of India regarding the sexual offense cases against the children. So we got the samples, crime samples from the Rajasthan state for examination, and for that the important thing is the DNA examination. Without DNA examination, it is not possible to establish that whether that sexual offense has been done or not. So in that thing, when we are receiving the huge number of cases are there in Rajasthan, the important thing is to reduce the time of the investigation so that the conviction rate or the judiciary may take the early steps to punish the guilty. And this is the fact that it is not means my work is not directly related to the public, but indirectly it is related to the public because the sentiments and the sensitivity is already included. So in this way, sir, what we did when we have so many cases, we gave it a sensitization for the victim who are in the age group of 0 to 12 years. That is a very crucial age. Means if a crime has happened with the children of the 0 to 12-year age, that becomes a more sensitive thing. And these cases, without our DNA examination report, it is not possible to establish. Judiciary cannot move. So everything relies on the DNA examination. Now, our main object was how to reduce the time of the examination. The normal time taken for this DNA examination, it is basically 10 to 15 days. In other states, it is going up to the years. What we did, we reduced the time, especially for this 0 to 12-year group of the age in the POXO cases. This slide shows that what is DNA. DNA evidences are the crucial one, scientific evidences. It doesn't change during the lifetime of individual, as the DNA is the property of the DNA. And in crime samples, we get plenty of samples regarding the DNA from the body of the victim, from the semen, from the spores, from the hair, from the crime scene. Basically, all these exhibits are collected by the police from the crime scene, and that is sent for the forensic science laboratory to establish whether we can link crime with the criminal, so that we can establish the crime regarding that. Now, this is the statistics of the DNA cases in FSL Rajasthan. On an average, we receive 600 cases per month. This is the receipt of the DNA examination, which belongs to the sexual offense cases. This is the input of the forensic science laboratory. Every month, we are receiving 600 cases. And out of this 600, 40% cases belongs to the POXO Act, means 0 to 18 in that group. POXO means 0 to 18 age. And out of these 40% cases, every month we are receiving 30 cases which belong to the category of 0 to 12. And the important thing is, in this category of 0 to 12-year age group, in most of the cases, the victim get murdered by the accused, so that identification cannot be established. So the crime becomes a more heinous in this age group. That's why we sensitize this group, 0 to 12 year, so that the culprit get punished, the message goes to the public and the criminal, and more or less some relief, some type of sentimental relief to the public also, to the parents of the victim families also. So in this way, what we did, sir, we perform a quick response for this type of cases. And for this, my department utilized the MHA Government of India Nirbhaya Fund assistance from the Government of India to improve the facility, to shorten the time of this DNA examination, so that we can give the earlier report. And we perform the team of the dedicated officers of the different divisions. These are the person who are doing this type of examination. Biology and zoology divisions, that specialized persons are included in this team. A special team has been constituted at Rajasthan level. Now, sir, this is the impact that utilization of Nirbhaya Fund. Means we took 6.28 crore rupees in the last 2 years. And by utilizing the 6.28 crore rupees, we procure the state-of-the-art instrument for the DNA examination so that we can speed up the examination process. Starting of new POXO QRT DNA examination unit. Means beside our normal DNA unit, we established a special POXO QRT DNA examination unit. And we include, because we are lagging behind in the manpower front, that is the state part, but posts are not there, persons are not there. We we engage the contractual manpower for the subordinate cadre, so that the lower part of the lower job work can be done by these persons, and we engage them for making a shift, the examination in the shift manner, from morning 8 to 12, then 12 to 8, then again in the evening also, in the night also, the process can go on. We upgrade the infrastructure of our existing DNA division for dealing such type of cases. These are the few glimpses of that newly developed DNA division. For these persons are doing that cases. Whenever we receive a case belong to the 0 to 12 year, without doing any file work or anything else, we directly took the sample for the examination on this instrument, so that the time taken for this filing process or the paperwork, that can be reduced. This is that QRT unit, the new QRT unit, by using the instrument from the Government of India fund, that is Nirbhaya fund. I am thankful for the Government of India that Women Safety Division, they provided 6.28 crore rupees, and that is not a much amount, but even in that amount, we developed all these units. Now, what is the impact of this one, of all this exercise, sir? Now, this is the impact. Within 5 days reporting of the POXO cases belonging to the age group of 0 to 12. Means whenever we receive the case, within 5 days, we are giving the report, the DNA examination report, to the police, to the concerned judiciary. After that, means after getting our report, judiciary can convict the criminal. This is the lowest reporting time of the DNA case among the state FSL nationwide, sir. In the whole nation, this is the lowest reporting time. Within 5 days reporting of the DNA cases, I think no other state is doing that, of this type of work. And moreover, we have achieved the record that we also furnished this type of report within 24 hours also. Early and effective conviction rates raises the belief in population and belief of the public in the Indian judicial system. Conviction of accused gets shy of relief to the victim and family, and major punishments, these were awarded on our report, because we are giving report at a short time. There are 56 POXO courts in Rajasthan. 56 POXO courts are there in whole Rajasthan, and they are waiting for the report. As soon as they get the report, they convict the criminal. Now, sir, the few slides are there which are showing our success story. This is that up to the 12 year of the age, we are giving report within 5 days, and we are the first one in the state for giving such a short giving report in such a short period. In this case, sir, nationwide, within 6 hours the challan was produced, and within 9 days the punishment was awarded by the court of law. That is 20 years punishment. That is only on the basis because we give the report within a short span of time. Even CM of Rajasthan, he tweeted that within 4 days FSL give the report. That's why it has become possible. This is a tweet of our CM of Rajasthan, and this is the fast track of the court. And here they have mentioned that FSL has given within 4 days report. That's why it has become possible. This is the within 24 hours we submitted the report, and conviction was awarded by the court of law. The rape case with the 11-month-old child. In this case again, FSL. This is the DNA report. Only on the basis of DNA report it was convicted. In this case again, sir, in the other case, that our QRT team, it extracting the DNA from the ash, because the criminal burned the clothes of the victim, murdered the victim, and burnt her clothes. so that no evidence would be there. But with the help of this unit, we even extracted the DNA and the evidence, scientific evidence from the ash of the clothes. This is one of the important cases where I think it has been written here that even in the country, in 2 cases, simultaneously in 2 cases, the conviction, that is the capital punishment, was awarded. And what is that? Only on the basis of DNA test. Here it is written. Only on the basis of that. Because we give the report within 2 to 3 days, it has become possible.
Okay.
This is another aspect, sir.
Now you conclude, please.
Yes, sir, sure, sir. So this is the last one. Even without when the that victim and his parents, they become hostile. They refuse that anything has happened to them. That is because the social pressure, everything else. But court convicted only on the basis of DNA examination. This is with the 4-year-old girl, the rape case of 4-year-old. These are the 2 examples which I have mentioned. So many other examples are there. So, sir, in this way, our FSL Rajasthan, they are doing something new or innovative at the national level for providing such type of report within a span of 5 days for the early conviction and providing the judiciary or necessary help, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sharma ji.
Dr. Sharma, a very good presentation, and more than presentation, it is the
Hello.
efforts, quick delivery of the DNA report. But what is the science behind it? Why can't other labs cannot deliver the same report within the stipulated time? You can deliver in 24 days, 24 hours, 5 days, 4 days. Whereas in your initial slide presentation, you have mentioned that other labs deliver it, it takes weeks or months or even years. What is the science behind it?
Sir, it is not the science. This is the management.
Okay.
This is the management. What I did, as I mentioned in my slide, I prepared a special QRT unit for these type of cases, because this is the sensitive matter from our central government and our state government. They are very much sensitive for these type of cases. That's why we took the initiative for preparing this type of unit, which means we are reduce the file work. We subsided the file work. It will be done. First of all, the report should be prepared. So other labs, either management or the manpower, means they are not utilizing in this way. Second thing, sir, we have used the different scientific techniques, which are the advanced one and which are shorten the time also. And one more thing that that central government, the MHA Delhi, they also have visited to our lab to examine that how we are providing such a fast result. So they have already make a study group to implement it at the national level.
I think this is a fit case that SOPs should be prepared and implemented across all FSLs.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Okay, thank you. Got it.
Just tell me one thing. Is it challengeable also? Your results?
Pardon, sir, I don't get your point. Sir, can you repeat, sir? Sir, can you repeat, sir?
Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure.
No, I am asking, are your results challengeable somewhere?
Sir, these are the scientific results, and these are beyond challengeable because DNA is a unique material. Already it is globally established that DNA cannot mean 2% cannot have similar DNA. If it is matched, yes, sir.
That's right. Now tell me, DNA, you can do any other DNA test also, not necessarily only up to the age of 12, as you are telling.
Yes, sir. We are doing DNA test in other sexual offense cases also. That is 376 rape cases and other cases also.
Because as I could see, as I could get from your presentation, it was 6.28, which you said was the money you received from center, and you got instrument to really fasten the process. So is it the instrument which is important, or is it your management or your process as such is important?
Sir, everything is essential. Management, instrument means the whole thing is there. That's why we become it become possible. Yes, sir. Sir, actually, everything is part of this management. Means management is also essential. Instrument at its place, it is also needed. Advanced instruments are also part of it. That's why it become possible with the tribal methods or the method which are adopted by earlier ones. It is not possible. We adopted the latest technology, management, manpower, and planning. Basically, the planning. That's why it has become possible.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning to all delegates.
Morning.
Yes. This is the presentation regarding the e-governance transformation program for local self-government in the state of Tamil Nadu. The urban tree information system. This is the online governance module. We are giving all the services to the citizen through this online portal, urban tree information system. Myself, Joint Director S. Parijadam. We are presenting regarding on behalf of Directorate of Municipal Administration. The vision of the urban tree information system is making all the government services accessible to the common man in his locality through common service delivery outlets and ensure efficiency, transparency, and reliability of such services at an affordable cost to realize the basic needs of the common man. The mission is responsible for end-to-end turnkey implementation of urban governance through single platform for the entire state comprising of 158 urban local bodies, which is inclusive of 20 corporations and 138 municipalities. The mission comprises the design, development, data migration, capacity building, and rollout of UTIS, strengthen the citizen services, and implementation of infrastructure, IT infrastructure at DC and DR, data center and disaster recovery center, and vulnerability assessment and penetration tests are available at our end, and operation and maintenance support also given by UTIS. The following criteria which induces the development of this UTIS are on part of citizens are lack of confidence on ULB administration through offline, longer service cycles, mishandling of funds, delayed implementation of any project including cost overrun, no inclusive governance, irregular grievance handling, small investments, and in some ULBs there is no investments apart from regular services. On part of urban local body services before this online, all services are completely disintegrated, poor financial visibility, revenue leakages across all services, no budget control, difficulty in executing complex local projects without digital technologies, prolonged financial period closures, no single view of the state on ULBs, increased cost of operations, because at ULB level we have maintained nearly 2,000 servers in all urban local bodies, so it costs very huge. Services governed by our UTIS, urban tree information systems, are birth and death registration, property tax collection and tax assessments, water charges collection and assessments, underground drainage connection enablement and collection, professional tax enablement and collection, non-tax, that is other items of assets, that is shops and other things, leased out, and those leased out items also maintained in our UTIS. Trade license, building plan approval management, citizen facilitation centers, citizen portal, procurement and other things are maintained in our UTIS. Works, asset management, all our assets are now entered in our UTIS and maintained. Accounts based accounting management system, audit and all council agenda are entered in our UTIS and maintained. Integrated personal management system for employee data management, employee self-service for their salary and other services, assembly questions and answers, file management system, solid waste management and vehicle management system, stores and inventory, and legal module also maintained in our UTIS. We are following all court cases through this module, online asset booking, grievance redressal. All our grievance redressals from CM cell petition to local petitions are maintained in this module. System administrator at state level, system administrator at ULB level, BPL data maintenance, solid waste management, all data coverage and user charges, general revision of property tax, and all services are rendered through mobile apps. Next. Special features of this UTIS Urban Tree Information System solution. All the services are interlinked and very architectural. The UTIS services are one-to-one interlinked and role-based. Individual-wise, we can manage all the services. Workflow-based, all the services are crossed each and every table for final approval, and we are following the National Municipal Account Manual for our accounts module, and OTP and IP secured user security is maintained here. 24/7 citizen services are enabled, SMS and email are enabled, domain and security log, payment gateway are enabled, budget-based accounts are maintained in our UTIS. All revenues integrated with our own accounts, and CSC, EODB, Janagraha, Smart GCR, that is easily adaptable by all other agencies to our UTIS. Audit trial enabled. Our audit department can easily access, and they have also separate login ID for directly viewing our day-to-day expenditure and income and accounts. Application audit through third party also enabled. Services through different channels, that is mobile app and any portal services. Dynamic dashboard is incorporated for monitoring, easy monitoring at the secretary level. And a single login across the state. Uniform access is enabled. Creation of single database. Department of Local Fund Audit and even AG audit can compliance also enabled, and always DC and DR highly available. Complete integrated solutions for all the services to the citizens are enabled through our Urban Tree Information System. Stakeholders. The major stakeholders of this UTIS system, executive sponsor are Commissionerate of Municipal Administration and a Regional Directorate, and end users, all our ULB officials, project governance team, CME IT team and the system integration team, funding institution, World Bank, external consultants, PwC and MAGC, community users, citizens and any other businessman, government, municipal administration and water supply department, Government of Tamil Nadu, audit agencies, local fund audit of Government of Tamil Nadu and AG audit, local sponsors, all urban local body commissioners, infra suppliers, respective OEMs, public interest groups, various banks, and the technical teams, that is database, network, test and development authorities are available with our UTIS system. The urban tree information system is fully integrated and people-friendly system. All citizen portal can be accessed by citizen easily, and all other applications.
We request
downloaded.
hello, sorry to interrupt you, ma'am. We request you please conclude it as soon as possible.
Yes, within 2 minutes, just 2 minutes. All other application fees, taxes may be collected, and all Vatandat registration, RTA, and all services through 30 modules are given to the people. Next, external agency. Common service centers, ease of doing business with the industrial department, and the CMDA, DTCP department also coordinated with us. Janagraha, like third party, also coordinated with us and enabled adaptable for that software also. And a small DCR with DTCP department and a payment gateway, and SMS also enabled with UTIS. Next. The architecture. The architect of this UTIS is simply people access the channels. From the channels with the service layers, which includes 30 functional modules, will give a service to the people through our various portals. Next. The deployment architect. With the World Wide Web, we are getting the internet connection, and before we access to the server, there are external and internal firewall protection is also maintained here. And when citizen access to our service, people getting all the services rendered to our 30 modules. Next. Service architecture. From data center, all the data are delivered, and the touch points are collection center, facilitation center, banks, kiosks, and mobile. All through these, we are rendering the service. And what are all the services means SMS, email, certificates, and license. Through this, all the services are enabled to our paper. And key metrics, 158 ULDs utilize this UTIS, 400 services are provided. That is 2,624 pages in our UTIS. 800 plus reports can be taken, and 1,500 CFCs are utilizing. 32,000 users are regularly using our UTIS software, and concurrent users are 5,000. The last slide, next. From 2015-16 onwards, this urban information system is successfully utilized by our citizen of Tamil Nadu in urban. By 2015-16, we have collected 236 crore by 12,82,770 transactions. By 2021-22, it is hugely increased. That is 2,973 crore is collected through 109 lakh transactions. As of now, in this current year, 1,983 crore is collected through 362 lakh transactions. The derivations of this UTIS brought transparent and citizen-friendly environment, strengthened the employee and customer services, reduced human interventions in all transactions, provided services of a department to the citizens at their doorsteps, robust system to cater the process, paperless and hassle-free operations, enhanced revenue to the 10-20 folds, improved information system for faster and better decision making, improved accounting system and financial strength of the organization, improved comfort levels of working for employees, workflow-based approvals, one source of truth for the entire urban management. We have given already.
I think, ma'am, you have to conclude now.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Sharma ji, any questions?
No, sir. I don't have any specific question to ask.
Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you, sir.